Howdy, y'all. Welcome to a psalm for today. Your reassuring voice that Jesus is Lord. There's the cactus that we're trying to name this week. Paula said, now why does the cactus need a name? I said, because it's just going to be so much cooler to say, how is Henry or Spike, the names that recommended by Rebecca, Jesse, and Crystal. It's going to be so much better to say, how is Henry or Spike than it is to say, how's the cactus? Now, I chose this angle for the psalm for today because right there, see that little star? That's Jupiter. And I thought you might want to see Jupiter and have a constellation celebration as we do our psalm for today and give thanks to God for his goodness. We are doing party psalms this week, psalms for celebration. And I believe it's wise for us to consider how, as Christians, we embrace or shun our successes. It's very important for us to know what to do with the blessings of the Lord. What do we do when God answers John's prayer in 1 John? Beloved, I wish, I pray, I hope, above all things that thou mayest prosper. What do we do when we do prosper? When God answers that prayer, what do we do? Prosper and be in health. That you would have a high degree of health, even as your soul prospers. That there would be a soul prosperity. But how do we celebrate that you're just doing well? Talked to someone today. Said, I've had a kind of down in the dumps kind of day. It's like, well, we all have. But what do we do when we don't have a down in the dumps kind of day? We have a celebration kind of day. We have a day where everything is just rolling, where things are stellar and beautiful. I get off and asked, Pastor Kent, what's your view of managing my successes? For example, let's say you're a professional athlete and you win the NBA finals. Should you just say, well, it's no big deal. It's not like, or should you just like scream and holler and run around and go to the bank with all the money that you made? And I believe the answer is in the motivations of our heart as we celebrate. You know that verse that I'm building around in this season of my life is Nehemiah 8:10. Eat your sweet drinks, eat your fat and drink your sweet drinks, and take some to those for whom none has been prepared, for those for whom nothing has been prepared. I believe that if you are mindful of God's policies, God's perspectives, God's economics on your prosperity, that it frees you up to enjoy the celebrations, to enjoy the blessings of the Lord. For example, let's say that you have ample money to eat steak today. You have plenty of money to eat steak. You could say, no, I just never going to have steak again because there's people in the world who don't have food. That's one approach. I know people who've taken that approach. Another approach is, Lord, I receive this steak and I appreciate the bountiful harvest that you've given to our family, that we're able to have this moose, this caribou, this beef, whatever steak it is. Lord, I thank you. And I have sent some to those for whom nothing has been prepared. Not you sent the steak because it probably would spoil before it got there, but you sent the resources. Or let's say that in addition to sending resources, you invited somebody that might otherwise not have a steak into your home. Wouldn't it be something if the kindness and blessings of God actually fostered relationships? Whoa, think of that. Fantastic. Yeah, my buddy sold a piece of property and made a lot of money, up in the millions of dollars on the sale of his property. And he didn't really know the Lord, I think, but he was miserly. And he said to me, he said, I think I can move up to a color TV. I said, dude, you can enjoy that. Excuse me. You can enjoy that prosperity. Buy yourself something nice. You've worked hard for that. And remember those that don't have anything, or in the Christian perspective, tithe and give alms. They're both required. They're both expected. I know all you guys that say, well, this is new covenant, that's old covenant. Yeah, you stand before God and say that'd be fine with me. I'm going to stand before God with my conscience. I believe tithing and alms, I believe that alms actually are 1/3 of the acts of a righteous life. Private alms, private prayer, and private fasting. I think those are 3 of the acts of the righteous life. But nonetheless, so you've worked for 40 years, you worked for 30 years, you worked for 10 days and made it wealthy. You've done really, really well. Or maybe you're in another country. Your garden has grown beyond anything you expected. Your cattle have reproduced. Your sheep are many. Whatever the situation might be. I think the idea is that God cares about the attitude of our hearts in relationship to things. We're in Psalm 100 as we think about party psalms. What do we do when it's time to celebrate? Right? If you just won the Stanley Cup, it's time to celebrate. If you just won the World Series, it's time to celebrate. Right? Well, you and me, we aren't in the Stanley Cup play. We aren't in the World Series. We aren't in the Super Bowl. But we have our own measure of Super Bowlness. We have our own measure of success. The idea is that God is the one who allowed these things to come to us. The Lord's Prayer, if it teaches us anything, it teaches us to welcome life as God allows it to come. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Lord, I receive life as you allow it to come to me. If you bought a stock and it skyrocketed, a friend of mine has 1 million shares or more of a stock that made $1,000 each. So that would be 1,000 millions that he made on that stock last year. Well, it's time to celebrate. It's time to go, look what God has done. It's the Lord that gives you the ability to gain wealth. It's the Lord that allows the earth to bring forth its prosperity. It's the Lord that allows economies to work. And so my friend that I'm referring to celebrates the goodness of the Lord, and he just gives away more and more money than you can imagine. In fact, it's done so well, he actually has a company that monitors and decides to which organizations to give money. Don't think he gives money to people, but he gives money to organizations and missions that they believe in. The idea is you're retired, your retirement's done well, your investments have done well, enjoy it. Or in my case, I don't have a whole lot of money, but I have some health. I'm healthy, and I able to work out today. I've been able to walk my thousands of steps today. It's a prosperity in body. It's a prosperity of health. Psalm 100 says, "Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands." I've selected this as our party psalm. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands. Notice, first of all, the psalmist is not limiting this shout to Israel. Even though Judaism thought they were God's chosen people only, they are God's chosen people. The point is, they aren't the only chosen people by God, but they kind of thought they were. Jonah kind of thought Nineveh should perish, right? Because we're the chosen people. But come to find out, God has chosen all kinds of people. But the point being, make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands. I've been in Thailand recently. I was in Uganda not long ago. Lord willing, I'll be in a variety of other countries, encouraging Christian leaders there. All the lands of the earth can celebrate. The joyful noise part is a shout that happens when a king is seen amongst his people. If this were King David, when King David showed up into the midst of the Israel camp, there would be a shout. The king is in the camp, right? And so, brothers and sisters, when you are experiencing prosperity, when things are going the dream kind of way, you can just give a shout unto God. Shout unto God with the voice of triumph. Shout unto God with the voice of praise. And say, it is the Lord. This little yard right here, it's in the older part of the Phoenix area. It's in the older part of Sun City. It's all kinds of old, but it's ours. And I give you a shout in our land, oh God. Thank you for providing for us. Enjoy your fat food and enjoy your sweet drinks, but save some for those for whom nothing has been prepared. The idea is, that's Nehemiah 8:10, that in the prosperity you have, you tithe, you save some for those for whom nothing's been prepared. Every dollar has the tithe, the alm, and then something for those for whom nothing's been prepared. And then the other percent, whatever that is, I know a guy, I've met him several times. He lives on 94% of his income. He gives away 94% of his income. He lives on 6%. So enjoy your prosperity. Make a shout unto God because it's He who enables it. And then